Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today we'll be organizing my CD collection alphabetically. So, thank you for joining. Alright, welcome back. So, ever since I've redesigned my studio, I had to remove all the CDs and put them away. And now they're not in alphabetical order. But today, we're gonna sort that, and thanks for joining me on this little journey. Today's video is not sponsored by Pepsi, but this thing is dang good. Alright, so this bookshelf mainly has hard rock and metal stuff. There are a few things in here which are, I don't know, questionable, but we'll find out. Alright, so I've already actually done the first half, and this one is pretty much A, and it goes all the way up until here. So we've got Alice in Chains, more Alice in Chains, Anthrax, old school stuff. I've got Alice Cooper in here, Arch Enemy. What else I've got? Yes, lots of Aerosmith, and mostly Aerosmith from the 70s and the 80s, like old school stuff. I do have the newer albums as well, but you know, as we all know, old school Aerosmith was the best one. Okay, what else? I've got Amon Amarth here, and I got Accept, cool band from Germany. What else? Now comes the little questionable part, and this is only in the B section of my CD collection, and I can guarantee you the rest of the stuff is pure hard rock and metal. So there's some Bon Jovi CDs in here, and you know what? When I first got into music many moons ago, yes, the old school Bon Jovi stuff from the 80s, man, that was classic metal, you know, glam metal, awesome stuff. And for example, like Slippery When Wet, 7800 Fahrenheit, and then afterwards they kind of like got a bit country-ish and boring, and that's why we don't listen to them. But Richie Sambora, he's an awesome guitar player. You know, I'm a huge fan of Richie Sambora's guitar playing. Okay, so that's B, and let's jump into C. So C, what do I have here? I've got Cavalera Conspiracy, Cellar Darling, if you're into Elvati. This is a spin-off band. Well, not a spin-off, but the old band members left and they started a new project called Cellar Darling. I got Metal Allegiance album here, but this should be in M. Alright. What else I've got here? More Cavalera Conspiracy and Accept. So I've kept this table over here so I can put all my CDs here. Right. So Accept can go right up on the top. What's this? This is the Dark Element. This is the singer of Nightwish, the former singer of Nightwish and Nets, other band. Very cool stuff. Machine Head, let's put this in M, and Elvati, and Great White, the classic album from the 80s. Alright, so Cavalera Conspiracy and Soulfly is here too, but we're gonna go put Soulfly in S later on. Let's just move C over here. I know in the D collection it's just gonna be a lot of Def Leppard. High and Dry, amazing album, guys. You should definitely check it out. This is when Steve was still alive. Alright, let's put D down there. Now where is my Def Leppard collection? I found some Dio, and I found Dragon Force. Okay, Where did D go? And it's right here. Okay. That's Korn's new album. Let's put it aside. Alright, so we got more old school Def Leppard from the 80s. I got Disturbed. I got Dokken. More Def Leppard. And Cavalera Conspiracy's debut album. Awesome stuff. Right, so C goes up in the top, Def Leppard goes in the bottom, and alright, we got more C's and D's. We got Cannibal Corpse Kill album. This album is okay, not very great. I'm not a huge fan of this album. I do like Evisceration Plague. I mean, this album is awesome. Love it. So this can go up on the top. I got a bit of Creed. Yeah. Not ashamed of that either. Soundgarden's album. Whew. Amazing stuff. Alright, let's put Dragon Force, Def Leppard, and Dokken up on the top. In the D section, that's Testament's album. Titans of Creation. Very good album. Alright. Let's put this in the Def Leppard section. I'm not gonna be too worried about it if it's if Dokken and Disturbed and Def Leppard is all mixed. As long as it's in D, that's fine. It's a good start. I'm gonna start with that, and maybe in the future, once I'm listening to that particular album, that's when I'm gonna move it all in one stack. Which means all Dokken's albums will be in one stack, and all of Def Leppard albums will be in one stack. Pepsi, not sponsored, but Pepsi, hit me up. All right. Right. I'm sure there's got to be more D, but we're just gonna skip with D for the time being, and let's move to E. Alright, so these are all my latest CDs that I've purchased in the last year or so. So I'm gonna leave this stack on the side. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna put it down here. Alright, yeah, I try not to mix my newer CDs, newer albums, newer releases with the old ones straight away, especially if the stack is not very big, it's not very tall. Then I'm just gonna keep it here, but once it starts getting older, then it starts moving into the rest of the organized collection. Alright, so we got D, let's go with E. Not many bands starting with E. Elvati, yes, I can think of Elvati. But what else? Epica. That's right. I just spotted Epica's CD. Alright, so I think here we go. I found more. So that's Sabaton. Let's put this in S. Found more Don Dokken. Alright, so let's just put it aside. What do we have here? Dragon Force, Dokken, more Dragon Force, Def Leppard, and this will be D, and let's have a look in E. We got Exodus, Blood In, Blood Out album. Alright, how do I do this? Let's put it here. Epica. I think this was my very first Epica album. No, that's not true. Because my very first Epica album was sometime in 2000 and I would say 9 or 10. Can't remember. Alright. More Epica. Ensiferum. Oh, I love Ensiferum. Man, I still remember the show that I went to. It was an awesome show. Alright, I got the best of Europe, and I tell you what, I haven't really listened to this album for a long time, but it's a good collection, definitely a good collection. We've got Evanescence Fallen album. This was a great album when it came out. And I've got NCFRM's One Man Army. Another great album. Alright, so this is all E. E could go. Let's put this over here for the time being. E could go here. We got more D. Def Leppard, Dragon Force. That can go there. And I'm just gonna move my light on the side. So that you could so there's a better light projection thing happening. Wow, I'm thirsty. All right, E. All right, what else we've got? Is there more E somewhere around? Nope. All right, let's move into F. I don't think so. There's many bands that have the first letter F. Fear Factory. I don't really have a lot of Fear Factory albums though. Alright, in that case, let's move to G. And G would be, we got Guns N' Roses. And so I'm a crazy Guns N' Roses fan. I've got multiple copies of all their albums. Why? Because if something happens to one copy, I'm gonna have the backup. And if you're like a Guns N' Roses fan and you've never purchased this album before, it's a double CD. It's Guns N' Roses Live Era 1987 to 1993. I highly recommend it because the energy of the band has been captured so perfectly in this recording. It's just really good. They've compiled a collection of live shows, songs played in different live shows around that era, and put them on 2 great CDs. So highly recommend it. All right, so G is gonna go underneath E, and I've got A. That's Chinese Democracy album. Yeah, I'm not really gonna talk much about it. All right, so we've got in the H section, Hell Yeah. So I love Hell Yeah. You know, I think the first 3 albums were just pretty amazing. Towards the end, not so much, and it's a pity Vinny's no longer with us, but you know, this is a great collection of albums this band has produced. And I'm a huge fan of Mudvayne, so having Chad sing for Hell Yeah was great. Alright, so here we go. Let's put Guns N' Roses up on the top here. And I'm just going to quickly show you guys what's underneath this. Well, that's Megadeth's MD45 album. Cool story regarding this album. So this album was originally recorded with a different singer. Can't seem to remember his name, but he's a punk rock singer. And anyways, Dave Mustaine later on, when he was doing the remaster of all the CDs, he decided to re-record using his vocals, you know, which I think was a great idea. He should have done that from the get-go, but awesome album. And the remastered version is even amazing. So highly recommend it. MD45 if you like Megadeth. Okay, so this should be an M. I'm going to keep it over here. Underneath H is my massive collection of Iron Maiden. So I've got all the Iron Maiden's albums. Every single Iron Maiden album. And a lot of these are actually enhanced CDs. And if you want to see what's in the booklet, I've actually made a 4-video series on Iron Maiden's booklet, where I've actually gone through every single page of the booklet and talked about, you know, the artwork and stuff. And I purchased these CDs such a long time ago, and back then they actually used to make like enhanced CDs as well, so you can actually get to watch like videos of some of their famous songs, and there's a lot of other interactive content on these CDs, so highly recommend it. So what I'm gonna do actually, because I is gonna go underneath Guns N' Roses, I'm not sure if it's all gonna stack up here, but let's give it a go. I might have to move some of this stuff, which is the Antiferum Epica Exodus stuff, underneath Def Leppard first, because otherwise it's just gonna get too tall, and then it gets tricky to remove the CDs whenever you want to listen to it. Also, my shelf is not very sturdy. It's quite wobbly, but I still like it because once the CDs are all stacked in, then there's no chance of this shelf moving or falling because of the weight, and that's great. Alright, so let's bring Guns N' Roses down here and put Iron Maiden up on the top. And Hell Yeah collection goes GH and then I. So, and here we go. Guns N' Roses collection goes right up on the top. So now I can see my Iron Maiden and Guns N' Roses collection on this side, just like the way it was before. Cool. Thirsty again. Alright. I swear to you guys, this video is not sponsored by Pepsi. Alright. GHI. Let's J. Judas Priest. Easy peasy. Alright. So that's L. I got Lordi. Yeah, the Finnish metal band. I got Linkin Park. And then Lamb of God. Alright. And Led Zepp. Oh, this is a crappy Linkin Park album. Should just chuck it out. But for Chester's Bennington's state, because of Chester Bennington, I won't be throwing this album out. Alright, more Lamb of God and Lamb of God. Ashes of the Wake, my favorite album of Lamb of God. Alright, J. So we got Judas Priest, a lot of Judas Priest. You know, I do enjoy this album. They released around 2006 or 7, I can't remember. Oh no, 2009-10. Judas Priest Nostradamus, double CD concept album. A lot of fans didn't really like it, but I thought it was an amazing album. Alright, Angel of Retribution. That's Jane's Addiction's album. It's called The Great Escape Artist. It's actually not a bad album. I've never really listened to Jane's Addiction in the past, but this album is pretty cool. And Painkiller, Judas Priest. Alright, so we got J. And what do you have here? We got Korn. We got Kiss. You gotta have Kiss. More Korn, and underneath I've got more Lamb of God. And Sacrament album. I hope you guys can actually see all the albums that I'm showing. This is the Last Action Hero album. Sorry, the soundtrack Last Action Hero. Remember this movie came out in the early 90s? And it's got a good collection of bands. Good stuff in here. We got AC/DC, Alice in Chains, Megadeth, Queensryche, Def Leppard, Anthrax, Aerosmith. Yeah, Tesla. There's even a song here by Cypress Hill. So yeah, highly recommend it. And I got LA Guns and some more LA Guns. Alright, so J goes up in the top, K, and then L. Alright, so we got Judas Priest, Kiss, Lamb of God, Linkin Park, Led Zeppelin, all stacked here. Now comes the M bit. So I have lots of albums with, which are starting with the letter M. Megadeth, Metallica. In between those two bands, they have a lot of albums. All right. So I think this section is pretty intact. Let's just quickly go over what I've got here. So let's just put this stuff over here. All right, in my M section, I got, obviously I've shown you MD45. There's Metallica, Black Metallica album, Megadeth. There's Motley Crue, a lot of Motley Crue here as well. Classic Megadeth album, Rust in Peace. If you haven't listened to this album and you're really getting into heavy metal for the first time, thrash metal specifically, buy this album, Rust in Peace. You won't regret it. So far so good. And you know, cryptic writing, when this album first came out, it wasn't very thrashy, but you know what? This is such an amazing album. There are so many good songs on this. It's not a very thrashy album, but that's not the direction the band was trying to go into when they released this album. So Cryptic Writings, highly recommend it. Got Euthanasia here. Very cool. This one is The World Needs a Hero. Very good album. I actually have a vinyl version of this as well. This is such an underrated album. It doesn't have all the original, well, it has obviously Dave Mustaine and Dave Ellefson, but the drummer and the other lead guitarists, they were different. Cool. What else I've got here? More Megadeth, Metallica, Megadeth. A lot of Megadeth. And then I got Machine Head's The Blackening album. Oh, awesome. This is a masterpiece of an album. So good. Highly recommend it if you're not a big fan of Machine Head and you have heard of this band. Do check this album out. I love it so much. I also have their other album, Catharsis. But you know, I quite like this album. But I know a lot of other fans are not so fond of this album. Alright, so this is my M collection. Just goes here. Alright. That's M, and I'm pretty sure M is not over yet. And hey, in between, I just have to talk about all this other stuff as well. Aerosmith's Pandora's Box. This is an awesome special collection. It's got 3 discs in it, and yeah, just unreleased material and some live versions. This is a good special collector's edition, and if you're lucky enough to have this, that's great. Maybe I should make a video of this one day, because yeah, this is one of my prized possessions. Love it so much. And I didn't even have to pay a lot of money for it. Pandora's Box, check it out online if you can find, maybe on Amazon or somewhere. Pandora's Box. Okie doke, back to M. So we got Peace Sells with Who's Buying. I got the solo album here by Steven Tyler. Very good album, very good album. So if you're a big fan of Aerosmith, I recommend this album a lot. It's called Somebody from Somewhere. Alright, so I've got Mudvayne, Lost and Found. I love this album a lot. LD50, this is one of their classic albums. Highly recommend it. This is a limited edition of the Mudvayne's The End of All Things to Come. Not a great album, but it's not a bad album either. Then I got Machine Head. I got my favorite Motley Crue album, the one with John Corabi. This is like the most heaviest Motley Crue album you could ever find. I I wish they would have actually done more stuff like this, especially with John Corabi. More Motley Crue, and Motley Crue, Metallica. Alright, so this stuff is just gonna go under in. Alright. Question is, can this fit up here? Maybe I can move this, some of this stuff, maybe the Motley Crue stuff underneath Lamb of God. And yeah, let's do that. And then it's gonna continue from Machine Head and Megadeth and Mudvayne just up on the top over here. Okay, yeah, that's better. Just have a feeling I got more CDs which are starting with M. Let's have a look. Nope. Alright, let's go to N. Alright. Yeah, there's some stuff in N will be questionable, and I'm not gonna be embarrassed to talk about it. Alright, we got Nightwish, Nirvana, which is great stuff. I love this old school Nirvana stuff. And here comes the questionable stuff. I got some Nickelback. Yep, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but you know what? It's actually good stuff. It's sometimes when you're on a road trip or somewhere and you don't want to listen to metal, you want to listen to something, I don't know, easy. Nickelback. Alright, that's it. We're moving on. Alright, we got Poison. I love this album. It's actually, if you're into glam metal, 80s metal, you're going to appreciate this album. Yeah, they looked ridiculous back then, but songs are great. I got Pantera, more Poison, Pantera, and I got some Pearl Jam here. So this is all under N. Alright, so this could go up on the top here. Where am I with N and N? Do I have more stuff here? I thought I had more Pearl Jam albums. Where did it all go? Okay. Well, that's it. Huh. I'm pretty sure there's another stack of B's. Here we go, found it. So, it's... Here we go. I got more Pantera, Poison, Pantera, Poison, Pearl Jam, Queensryche, and Queen. Not a huge fan of Queen, so I only got the greatest hits. Alright. This can go underneath. This can go underneath here. Alright. Let's get this in order so it's not wobbly, and let's move it here. Alright, MN. O. Well, I don't really have a lot of bands. It's not O except Obituary. This is an amazing album. I think this is the first album of Obituary that I ever bought. Was difficult to find this album. Oh look, it actually comes with a little sticker too. Huh. Didn't know about that. I could actually put this on my guitar case. That's gonna look mean. Yeah. Maybe I'll do it later. Might forget later, but here it is. That's Ari's new album. Once again, if you're a fan of Nightwish, you would know who this band is. Okay, MNOPQR. Alright. R is a small collection. I got Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic album, Californication. I got Rat here, the older stuff. And I got Richie Sambora's 2 solo albums. One is called Stranger in This Town and Undiscovered Soul. As I said before, like, Richie Sambora is a great guitarist, and had a lot of influence on my guitar playing as well, especially guitar solos and stuff. So I highly recommend the first album, Stranger in This Town. Okay, so I reckon this could go underneath Q because there is space here. And if we have more bands starting with the letter R, they could go here. Alright, R. And then it'll be S. I have a lot of bands starting with S. Alright, so I found my S collection, which is pretty big. But before that, I just found some of the A's. And these here, I've got Aerosmith, Dokken, more Dokken, and I've got Dio's Holy Diver album. So D can go somewhere here. Alright, let's put Aerosmith away. Can I fit the Dokken and the Dio albums in here? Possibly. Might actually have to move Cannibal Corpse's album here, or just put it on the side, maybe. Yeah, and that'll be the way to go. Okay. Yeah, this is where things kind of get a little tricky. Alright, so S. I got a lot of bands starting with S. I got Slash, System of a Down, more Slash, Soundgarden, System of a Down, Soulfly. Alright guys, so my camera overheated, so I'm not really sure how much of the content have you missed, but we're down to S. So I was just showing that in my S collection I've got Slash, Soundgarden, System of a Down, Soulfly. What's this? This is Shadows Fall, Soilwork. Yes, I do have some of this stuff too. Stone Temple Pilots, Snate. This is a band from New Zealand, or was a band, and more Stone Temple Pilots. Alright, so there's a big collection in the letter S. Let's just stack it over here. Wow. There is a lot of stuff in S. Okay. So I got Skid Row, Soundgarden, 6 Feet Under, Sebastian Bach, Soulfly, more Stone Temple Pilots, and that's Tesla. So let's put T over there and complete the S section. Alright. What do we have here? Stuff which needs to be organized. Alright. So here we've got more Stone Temple Pilots and Snake. There's Rat. So this needs to go back into R. Okay, I might just leave it up on the top. So I've got System of a Down, my favorite Sepultura album, Chaos AD, Soundgarden, Slipping Tongue. It's a metal band from New Zealand as well. System of a Down, Slayer, Sebastian Bach, Scott Weiland, more Slayer, Sepultura, Soulfly, Skid Row. Alright, all this stuff is gonna go right up on the top over here. And Okay, so that's, oops. What do I have here? Okay, so I've got more Tesla, Tenacious D, Tesla, Twisted Sister, Soulfly, more Skid Row stuff, Scorpions, Slash's Snakebit, Slash's album, Sepultura, Soulfly, more Slash, Spider-Man soundtrack, Stone Temple Pilots, and Stone Temple Pilots. Alright, this could go down here, and T is going to be the next one, which is going to go underneath S. I've already shown you my Tesla collection. This is Rat. So the Rat album can go underneath here. That's a tricky bit when you pull out something from underneath. Then you got to place it back in the stack. Alright. Coming to T, I got Testament. And I showed you earlier Testament album here. I got Trivium. That's one of my bands, Thrashed Hell. And we've got Underoath. That's UV. Which is gonna be coming after that, so I think we're nearly there. Alright. So I've got in the Sinsanum. It's a death metal album, and I've got 6 Feet Under, so they can go maybe up here. Oh, let's put it down here. I've got more. Oh, this is Red Hot Chili Peppers and Stone Temple Pilots, Scorpions, Slayer, Skid Row, and Slash's Snakebit album. Alright, they can go right up on the top. And R, where was Chili Peppers? Right here. So let's try to put that stuff in here without dropping the whole stack. Alright. And here I've got Underoath, Van Halen, Bullet for My Valentine. So this should be in B. I got Velvet Revolver and Velvet Revolver. So I can go here. Bullet for My Valentine can go somewhere here. I need to kind of like remove this stuff and then kind of like divide the stacks into half, because it'll be easier to move the CDs in and out. So I think the majority of the organization has now been done in terms of the alphabetical placement, and that just makes things a lot easier. So anyways guys, thanks for joining me on this little journey in reorganizing my CD rack. Yeah, this is a long video, so thanks to anyone who actually stuck around and watched this boring video, I suppose. But it can be fun. I like watching vlogs of other people doing just random stuff. And this is just one of those things, and at least I can share my CD collection with you guys. Here's another stack over here, which is a stack of mixed CDs that I just need to kind of like put it somewhere. This is just a collection of all the new stuff that I purchased in the last year or two. You know, I got Exodus new album. This is Blink-182. I got Slipknot's last album, Elvati, Epica, Nervosa, Dragon Force, Arch Enemy, Dream Theater, Nightwish, Fear Factory's last album. So there's all this random stuff here that is going to stay in this stack up until it gets about 2 or 3 years old, or even less, and then I'll start moving them into their respective positions. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got some new videos coming out at the end of this week, specifically related to Scorpions' brand new album, and there's another surprise video coming up as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.